y'all, and welcome to Oracle Tuesday with me, Marissa of Marissa Moments. So I'm so glad you're here. I have a reading for you and for the collective. Remember, take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Now, without further ado, I'm going to go on ahead and speed up my shuffle of my personally made Marissa Moments Oracle deck times 4. Let's go. Okay, so I love to just read them out initially. So we got some of these sideways, some of these upright. So let's get into it. It says your program is telling you to anticipate failure. It's lying, and that's sideways. We also have yes, you are a good person with good put in quotes, and that's another sideways. Focus on your strengths, sideways. Mistakes happen, learn from them, grow and move on, sideways. And then upright, we have the dessert. Life's too short to not enjoy the simple things. And then with the bottom of the deck energy being, this is your season, if you choose it to be. All right, so let's get into it. Now, we got a lot of these that are sideways. I like to sometimes read into the direction that the card comes out in, right? So it's telling you that your programming is lying to anticipate failure, or your programming is lying and anticipate failure. Now, the reason why oftentimes these cards come out sideways as opposed to completely reversed or right side up is because it's something that you have been working on, right? It's something that you have been trying to put into action, right? You've been trying to, what I hear is like overwrite the programming, right? It's almost like I see a computer system where there's an old outdated program and you're over there writing up new code for it. Now, I'm not a computer tech. I don't do IT, HTML, any of those things. I know about them, but I don't do them, right? So, what I'm receiving to tell you is just keep going, because it almost feels like, don't worry, it's going to turn right side up. As long as you keep going. Oh, okay, Spirit. So what Spirit is saying is that it has the capacity to go either way, right? It's either you continue to work on this healing and this toxic programming that tells you everything that you do is going to fail, or you kind of let yourself just go, right? And if you allow yourself to just go, then in certain situations and circumstances, sure, that can be a great thing, step out on faith. But what I'm hearing in this circumstance is that you have to be mindful, you have to be intentional. Otherwise, it can go from sideways to turning down or going back upright. I hope that's making sense to you. Makes sense to me. And yes, you are a good person, and that's sideways too. What I'm hearing behind this is more so about stop focusing on whether or not people are going to see you as being good or not, right? Because of course we all know that that's just a subjective term that is based off of whoever is delivering it, right? Now, someone who does all bad things and says that you're a good person might be talking about you because you are shady, right? And in that sense, they're saying it's good because it's subjective. To them, that is the definition of good. Whereas to someone else who looks to help other people, all those types of things, when they call you good, they're saying it because you also have a giving heart and you like to help people as well. So I hope that makes sense. Now, the bottom line to this is stop focusing so much on it. As long as you're staying, what I hear, the overall message behind this reading or this message is to stay focused. Because what's happening is that you're allowing other people to kind of come in. What I see is like a bubble, right? And this bubble, I don't know what it's made of, but it's not popping, but people can come in without rupturing it, right? So you're in your mind thinking, you know what, I'm still in my bubble, it's fine. Meanwhile, you're allowing people that don't necessarily have the greatest intention in. And those people are also stirring up that old programming. They're kind of poking holes into your faith. They're trying to like attack your way of being. And so what I hear behind this is because you're so focused on looking good in everyone else's eyes, you're also allowing the people who have negative intentions, toxic traits, all those other types of things in because you don't want to be seen as the bad guy in their eyes. Whew, okay, Spirit, you better start talking. And then what Spirit is saying is focus on your strengths. Now, this one is sideways too, because what I hear is like, not necessarily just your strengths. Now that may sound odd, but what I'm hearing is that you just have to stay focused, right? You know the direction in what that feels good to your soul, that resonates with your spirit, and that's the direction in which you should be traveling. Again, good, bad, all of those types of terms are subjective. So it just is based off of who you're talking to in the moment, in the context of the situation. But what Spirit wants you to do is focus. Just stay focused. Stop allowing outside chatter, outside just activities. And what I hear is nonsense to distract you and to deter you from where you innately feel you should be going and you should be, right? And also what I hear is accept the gifts. Accept the gifts, right? And it's hard for me to discern whether it's like gifts, GIFS, like a positive imagery of who you are, or something that's like funny, or GIFTS, right? Gifts. And what I almost see is like it's both. So in one sense, people are commenting and complimenting you. Okay. Thank you for the word, Spirit. They're complimenting you, but and giving you different actual tangible gifts, right? You might see, and this sounds funny, but to me, it sounds funny. You might even notice that you got an extra $1 in your account, or you're finding like loose change or something like that. And you have been praying for extra money, right? And so the Spirit, God, Gaia, ancestors, angels, and saints are dropping coins for you, right? You're finding this money here and there. And in your mind, you're like, what am I going to do with 10 cents? But what I hear is that that's money that you're praying for, right? Because sometimes we have to start off small before we get grander. Now, I hope you're receiving what I'm saying, because this message is definitely for you. And then what I see is, okay, so mistakes happen. We all make mistakes, right? But you got to move on from them. What I'm feeling is that somebody almost like put hooks in their mistakes and then they tether themselves to it, right? Now I have like a bungee on my, I have rugs on my balcony, right? Humble brag time. Now I have rugs on my balcony and I bungee them to the actual, I don't know what it's called, but the walls, right? The wooden planks that line the balcony, in order for them not to fly up, because I don't have furniture holding them down. Now that's a whole word in itself. I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down. But here's the thing, right? I have to have hooks in them to keep them there. I have to have the hooks to keep them in place. And that's what I'm seeing you doing with your mistakes. You're hooking yourself in, you're tethering yourself. Now, sometimes, let's not get it twisted. Sometimes it's good to tether ourselves, right, to certain things that keep us grounded. But what I'm hearing is that in your case, you are tethering yourselves to the mistakes of the past. And also what I'm hearing is you're tethering yourself to relationships of the past. And that doesn't even mean that you're still in that actual relationship, but you're still tethered to it. I hope you're picking up what I'm putting down, because it's time to move on. It's time to let go of the mistakes of the past. It's time to stop going over and over and over in your mind. It's almost like this wheel that just keeps rolling. It's just on rotation and it's not even going anywhere, right? Because sometimes we do have to dwell on things to a certain extent in order to process them. But what I'm receiving in this situation and circumstance is that you're just dwelling and dwelling and dwelling and dwelling. And it's funny that the word that Spirit gave me was dwelling, right? Because that could also mean residing. That has become your dwelling, right? So it's time to move on from that. And then Spirit is saying, listen, life is too short to not enjoy the simple things. You have to allow yourself to move on from those mistakes. You have to allow yourself the freedom of joy and fulfillment is what I hear. You have to, almost like what I see is somebody letting these boulders off of their back and off of their shoulders that at one point, yes, they were put onto you, right? But then after you walk so far, it's up to you whether or not you continue to carry them, right? You're not using them to build, you're using them to keep you complacent. You're using them to keep you stuck where you no longer want to be. So it's time to take those boulders off your back, those boulders off your shoulder, and move on. Enjoy life. It is okay to laugh. You deserve happiness. You deserve abundance. You deserve all of these different things that you have been putting out into the world. You've been already pouring them into other people. It is time for you to receive them as well. That's where those gifts come from, right? And listen, bottom line, and Spirit said this, not me, this is your season if you choose it to be. Now, just like I said in the beginning, you have different paths that you can walk down. It's up to you. Are you going to allow yourself to stay stuck in that former toxic programming? Are you going to allow people to continue walking into your atmosphere, your hemisphere with, listen, okay. Oh, in my house, when you come in the door, you take off your shoes, right? Why do I want you to take off your shoes? Because I don't want you to carry that dirt from outside. I don't want you to bring in the germs. I don't want you to track all that mud into my house, right? Because I sweep, I mop, I do all the things. And I don't want to have to do it every time I have company, right? I shouldn't have to clean up just because I just had somebody walk in the door, right? Now, that's what I'm receiving. You have to stop allowing people to walk in with their proverbially dirty shoes into your life and feel like you can't even set that boundary or border that says you got to take your shoes off. You got to wipe your feet before you come in, right? You're letting everybody into your border. You're letting everybody into that hemisphere and bubble and however else you view it with dirty feet, dirty intentions, toxic traits, toxic patterns. And you're saying it's fine. But listen, it's not fine. Set the boundaries. Remember, this is your season. This is your season, point blank, period. But you have to allow it to be. You have to remember that you deserve the best. You deserve better than what you've been accepting, and continue to stay focused on your path. Don't let outside distractions veer you from the path that you know you are innately and divinely meant to be on. And listen, y'all, that's it. I love Oracle Tuesday. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next week. And apples and tomatoes, if you want to know what that means, just go look at the videos. But anyway, have the best day ever and happy healing. Bye.